So today we are actually live both on, yes, sorry for that technical issues. I think today we're facing some technical difficulties, but it's okay. So good evening and welcome everyone who are joining us on Zoom and on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So we are actually live on two streams as well, three streams. So, welcome everyone who is with us locally and globally to Naveda's 80s the New 50 webinar panel discussion number 25. So, I am Veena Dansingani, the founder, director, and alopecia hair loss specialist of Naveda Integral Wellness Center in Hong Kong, which is the first value based integral wellness center offering a transformative health experience to its clients in Hong Kong. Since the beginning of 2021 in January, Naveda has taken the initiative on educating people on happy, healthy, active, and purposeful living by running a campaign called 80 is the New 50. And we have been having panel discussions every Thursday since that time. For the month of July and August, we have taken the initiative to educate people about Indian medicinal plants and how they can contribute to our health and well-being. Naveda has once again invited experts and scholars to share their knowledge and insights on this subject, as Naveda is committed and dedicated to bring the ancient Indian wisdom to the global platform. And we at Naveda have a full range of therapeutic Indian herbs in the form of food supplements, which can address various different forms of health concerns from insomnia, Alzheimer's, depression. Basically, we call it brain related, heart related, heart and digestive, and female related or male related health issues. So as we know that there seems to be a lot of confusion amongst people about the variety of herbs that is available and what and when are the uses and how are their applications. Can they be used in complementary with modern medicines and so on. So thus the experts in this panel are going to give us some insights and clarity about this, and people who are watching us both on Facebook and on Zoom can also put down their questions and they can be answered by us. So in today's panel discussion, Naveda will be discussing about amla, the Indian gooseberry, and how it can benefit and its applications and usage, whether sorry, whether it is for topical use or for oral use. So I would like to welcome our guest to the panel discussion. We have Dr. Tripathy, who is the director of Narmed Ayurvedam Panchakarma Center in Ujjain. We have Dr. Sanjay Nagakar, who is a renowned microbiologist and a biotechnologist scientist, PhD from the University of Hong Kong. We have Mr. Lal Darinani, who is Naveda's director, and 80 is the New 50 campaign ambassador. And we also have on our panel today a guest from Barcelona, Mr. Xavier Riara, who is very, very interested in this subject. So welcome everybody to this panel discussion. Wonderful. So I am so excited to learn all about Amla, Dr. Tripathy. So tell us, please share with us and the audience about some of the very commonly known health benefits of Amla.
Yeah, thank you so much, Veena ji. It's really my privilege to be a part of this wonderful discussion today. And when we are talking about Indian gooseberry or amla, actually we'll be always having two options. One is the dry amla and one is the wet amla, right? So whenever we are going to market, we may get it fresh or we may get it the dried powder or in some other form, the amla. So we'll be talking about the fresh amla today. We'll start our session with fresh amla. If you are lucky enough to get a fresh gooseberry in your basket, then what all benefits you are actually carrying in your basket. So let me start with first of all, it will be very beneficial for your eye vision. If if you are a small child, or even if you are a working professional in some IT company or something like that, you have to work a lot in your laptop, computer, or in your system, mobile or tablet, something like that, and you are getting a lot of strain in your eyes, then this fresh amla is going to do wonders for your eyes. How?
Dr. Tapati, sorry to interfere here. Sorry. It's a
Please.
such a wonderful information. I think I need to take a notebook here, like, or Veena, anyone is making notes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Veena is
This, this is
making notes.
also
Fine.
being this is
Okay, please
also
go
being
ahead.
recorded. This is also being
Yeah.
recorded.
Okay. All right. Very good. So go ahead, please.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Thank
The
you.
first point was interesting itself, isn't it, Mr. Lal?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I've been having fresh every
Yeah.
day.
Good. Okay. So
Yeah.
continue, please. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we are going to start with all the benefits of fresh amla. And if you are lucky enough to have a fresh amla in your basket, then what all things you are carrying with you is the first one, wonderful eye vision. For the vision of eyes, in what all ways, without any medical superintendence, how many things you can do is you can just crush your fresh gooseberry and take out the juice of it. You can add a little honey or little sugar to it, and you can just drink it. That way, this will enhance your eye vision. Number one. Number two, if you are having any kind of redness in your eyes, any kind of irritation in your eyes, or even if we are talking about a disease like cataract or glaucoma, if any kind of such disease, such irritability is in very beginning stage, then by putting this amla juice directly in your eyes, it's going to cut all those disease causing infections. It is going to cut all the disease process which is going to proceed in your eyes. So amla can be taken orally, it can be applied in your eyes also, and moreover, if we are moving on to other systems, then the very famous use of gooseberry is for hairs. If you want really wonderful hairs, like Veena ji, I should say,
I'm here
and
using.
yeah, I'm really sorry, like Lalji also. Then definitely, color doesn't matter, but the quality of hairs which Lalji is having is really out
Getting
of the world.
black,
Yeah,
black.
yeah, definitely it is. So if you want to have really healthy hairs means there is no dandruff, there is very strong grip in the root of your hair, there is very good quality of hair, there is very good natural texture of your hair, then definitely Amla is going to do magic for your skull. I have seen in n number of people who are regularly washing their head whenever they are getting fresh gooseberry juice, or they just purchase fresh amla from the market. They crush it, they drink that juice, they put it, they wash their hairs with that juice. They even boil it, the amla juice, crushed amla juice, fresh amla juice. They boil it with any available hair oil, and that is going to get that hair oil's potency to something like 10%, and 10 times more powerful that hair oil becomes if you are going to boil fresh amla juice in that hair oil. And if you are applying it daily, then there won't be any skull problems, there won't be any dandruff, there will be very good texture to your hairs, like that it is. So if we are proceeding even further, then let me tell you, if you are a person who is getting a lot of thirst every time, and like your thirst is not quenching at all, you are drinking a lot of water, and after some time again you are getting like the quench to drink even more water, and that water is getting collected in your body, in your belly and everywhere else, and you are like looking like a swollen person, or even if you are having any kind of toxins and fat deposition in your body, then amla is definitely going to help you a lot for evacuation of extra deposited fat in your body, for the evacuation of all the toxins which are getting deposited. not only from your intestine, but even from the very cellular level. Because in Ayurveda, they mentioned about what they mentioned about Amla is it is going to detox your body at the smallest cellular level, from the smallest cellular level. So it is Vechanopag, the term in Sanskrit they have used, which means is whatever toxins has entered your body, let it have entered from any part of your body. It is the if you are going to take amla regularly, your body will be getting detox completely at every level. Yeah. So
Sorry, like
yeah.
it's a very interesting thing because I need to like because today we are students, so like we have to raise the hand in between and ask. As you know, like in Hong Kong, we are mostly like we don't get like a fresh real juice is a bit the preservative and all those kind of thing, but what we get like the capsules, right? So
Okay.
I think Vinaji, we have like Vina, we have a 500 milligram capsule,
Yeah.
right? So we have extraction 500 milligram of capsule. So how much dose you recommend if we are taking 5 milligram of capsule per day, which can detoxify our body or which can like one is from the detoxification point of view, fat regulation point of view, and second, very interesting what you say for the eye health. So what is your recommendation, please?
Yeah. See, when we are talking about the extracts, generally the extracts are extract capsules. So in that case, like when we are buying any kind of extract from the market, generally it comes with some ratio, right? Like 1:6, 1:10, the percentage of yeah, right? So what Ayurveda recommends you is minimum one gooseberry per day and maximum 1 to 4 gooseberry per day can be taken. So depending upon like in one 500 mg of capsule, how much content of amla it is carrying, depending upon that we can fix the dosage of
Okay,
a 500 mg capsule from one capsule to maximum 2 capsules per day. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's very
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah.
So, any restriction like we have to eat this amla capsule after food, or we can take empty stomach?
See, what Ayurveda recommends is amla is such a wonderful fruit. If you are going to take it before your food, then it is going to stimulate all the juices. It is going to stimulate all the digestive process in your gut, in your body. If you are going to take it as a food or with food, it will definitely help a lot to get the food mixed up with all the digestive juices properly and to disintegrate properly, and it will allow all the nutrients to get absorbed completely in the body. And it after food, if you are going to take gooseberry, then it is going to help the body to get all the nutrients which were there in the food and gooseberry to get circulated properly in the body and to get all the nutrients properly absorbed throughout the body. So amla can be taken, it is such a wonderful herb. It can be taken before food, with food, as a food, or even after food. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Wonderful.
interesting. Very
Also,
interesting information.
also people say that amla is very high in vitamin C and iron. So, can it be a replacement for normal vitamin C?
Absolutely. When we are talking about a wholesome food, when we are talking about something which can replace even all the food items and all the nutrients, at that level, I'm going to take gooseberry today. I'm going to take it, yeah, because
Okay,
Ayurveda, the concept of nutrition in Ayurveda is a complete nutritional supplement or a complete nutritional food is something which is carrying all six tastes. There is maximum six number of tastes, six basic tastes in the world which are available. Other tastes are just mixing and like various combinations of basic six tastes. What are those six tastes? Is first is madhur, sweet, then citrus, then salty, then bitter, then pungent, then astringent. These are the 6 tastes which are the universally accepted 6 tastes which are mentioned in Ayurveda. If you are eating something and it is carrying all the 6 tastes, then that is considered as complete nutritional food or supplement in Ayurveda according to the concepts of Ayurveda. Okay. So Amla is something which is carrying, which is the only thing in the world which is carrying all the 6 tastes.
Okay.
Other things are like something will be sweet or something will be citrus or salty, pungent, and astringent, bitter, this, that, everything. Or maybe combinations of 2 or 3 tastes. But Amla is something which is carrying all the 6 tastes. So Amla itself is a complete nutritional supplement.
Very good.
So yeah, when you are taking Amla, that's why I said it can be taken before food, with food, as a food, and even after food. Yeah,
Okay.
Amazing.
Good.
Very
as
good.
a food also it can be taken. So and Amla, yeah, please, you are asking something.
So suggest us, like, means we are sitting in Hong Kong and we okay, in Hong Kong we have a lot of wild gooseberries,
Okay,
which is much smaller in size.
yeah.
Okay, so it's a wild species. When we go into the hiking and all, it's Hong Kong is filled with it.
Okay,
So what is the difference between the wild gooseberries? Because I saw here they are much smaller in size
yeah, true.
as compared to the normal gooseberry. So is there any difference?
See, when we are talking about Amla in Ayurveda,
Hmm.
then 100% they are talking about the wild gooseberry only,
Arre
because
wow.
yeah,
Mm.
100% whatever the properties have been mentioned in Ayurveda
Hmm.
about Amla are all for the wild gooseberry. 100%, all the properties they have mentioned are just for wild gooseberry. This cultivated variety, big Amla, small seed, lot of pulp, that is not at all recommended in Ayurvedic practice. I'll tell you some very utmost secrets about Amla today, and you'll
Hmm.
be surprised that how alive this fruit is.
Hmm.
Let me tell you one very small experience of mine. I had an Amla tree at my home, and once when it was like lot of fruiting was there, I called a man, and he just took a stick, and with the stick he just put the stick in every branch, and all the avla fruits he has collected. And after collecting those avla fruits with the help of stick, okay, like beating the tree with the stick and collecting the avla, okay, and that avla he had kept in my house, and he came after 2 days. And at that time what I found was there were germs, and the all the avla which we have collected was all rotten up by insects, like that. It was all spoiled.
Hmm.
And meanwhile, the very next year I called a person, and Ayurveda says when you have to collect a fruit from a tree, or you have to collect something from the tree, first of all you are supposed to go to the tree, and that is also alive, lively, the lively part of nature. So you are supposed to request first that these gooseberry fruits are wonder you are bearing wonderful gooseberry fruits this year, and they are full of so much energy, and I want to use them for medicinal purpose and for eating. So with your prior permission, please allow me to collect all the fruits which you are bearing. Like that he did. In Sanskrit, he was just chanting a mantra in the Sanskrit, and he said it's a invitation mantra for the collection of fruit, the meaning I told you. He went upon the tree, he collected all the fruits manually, and that gooseberry fruits we have kept for 10 days. And when he came back after 10 days, we opened the bag, and they were as fresh as on the first day. So like that, that much lively energy Amla is carrying, if you are collecting it with lot of emotion and like that, with devotion, and you with request, then that Amla is having some other effects. And these all things are written about, definitely about the wild variety of gooseberry. So
Okay.
what Sanjay sir has told, if you are getting a chance to go to forest or something like that, and if you are getting a chance to collect the fresh wild gooseberry, at least one. What Ayurveda says about the rejuvenation effect of gooseberries will surprise you. Ayurveda says if you are going to a amla tree, like the wild gooseberry tree, and you will be requesting that I have many diseases and I want to get rid of all the diseases, and please allow me and bless me with such kind of, strength and bliss. And you have to step up the tree, and over the tree itself you have to sit, you have to collect a gooseberry and you have to eat it over the sitting over the tree itself. Then that gooseberry will get rid of, will help you to that. Yeah. So that much respect has been given to the gooseberry fruit and tree, and n number of systems are going to get rejuvenated by this gooseberry tree, like that they say.
So, Dr. Tripathi, is a question like the wild gooseberry trees I'm aware of in Hong Kong
Yeah,
are not that very tall. It's a very
yeah,
short
okay,
tree, right? It's not very
yeah,
tall. It's not a
yeah,
tree. It's like a
okay,
short herbs kind of things. Means a small tree, and mostly
okay,
on a mountainous region. I never found in Hong Kong on a
okay,
plain. It's always on the mountain kind of things. So when we
okay,
were doing
correct.
hiking, uh, I know a lot of places. So I just wanted to clarify that what wild gooseberry I am talking about. Number one, I noticed that they have a very small size
Yeah,
and very strong taste.
yeah,
It's very different from what we call amla, what we get in the market. No
okay,
comparison.
okay,
Okay, so amla, what we get in the market is more pleasant to eat, whereas
true.
like the wild gooseberry is not that pleasant to eat. So that's what I want to know. Like, are we talking about the same thing? What I'm trying to explain to you.
Exactly. The kind of taste you have explained about the wild variety of gooseberry is exactly what they have mentioned in Ayurveda. That's
Okay,
why they have, that is why they have explained n number of preparations, tasty preparations of gooseberry in Ayurveda, because it
okay,
is always difficult to consume it as it is, the
yes,
way it is collected. And second thing, it won't be available fresh throughout the year. And when you want to have like a rejuvenative effect, then you are supposed to consume a medicine for at least 3 months to 6 months, or sometime up to 1 year. They
okay,
say that if you want to attain a level where you want to feel that you are completely rejuvenated, all your previous cells have been replaced by the new cells, if such kind of rejuvenation effect you want to enjoy, then you are supposed to take gooseberry for minimum 1 year. Yeah. And that will help to rejuvenate your body, all the organs of your body, all the cells of your body, even your all the hairs will become blackish, lustrous, your eye vision will be enhanced, your liver, kidney, your digestive system, your pancreas. More about pancreas, because one of the uh, not one of the most of the Ayurveda books are telling that amla, this Indian goose, wild Indian gooseberry is one of the best medicine for diabetes mellitus. So definitely it is going to stimulate your pancreas. It is going to stimulate all the pancreatic juices. It is going to increase the availability of insulin in the blood to get absorbed by the cell wall, like that.
so Dr. Tripathi, since you mentioned it helps in enzyme digestion, everything. So, because like these days people take a lot of probiotic, curd, and all those kind of things, like in order to enhance digestion. So,
Yeah.
can amla, gooseberry alone can assist a good digestion, good absorption of the food, or say any kind of inflammation in duodenum, because duodenum is the place where the absorption takes place, right, and the digestion takes place.
Yeah,
So
true.
uh, uh, so I can understand the facilitation, but does it also have the anti-inflammatory properties beside the
Defi-
digestion?
Yeah, it's a very wonderful question, because when we are talking about any kind of inflammation of duodenum,
Hmm,
then we are talking about irritating bowel syndrome also.
hmm,
Yeah, people are
yeah.
eating food and they are just feeling the urge to defecate. And
Hmm,
let me tell you that amla is one of the best known herb for which is used for IBS. Yeah,
okay.
how we are using it, it can be consumed, like if you want to use as a probiotic, then Ayurveda says instead of taking only curd,
Hmm,
you are supposed to add amla juice in curd, and
okay.
that will enhance the probiotic property of curd. Number two, that is going to make the see, when we are talking about curd is having one bad property also in
Hmm,
Ayurveda. What
hmm,
is the bad property of curd carrying? Curd is having Vishyandi guna, Abhishandi guna. Abhishandi means it is having sticky property. Okay, like
hmm,
the when we are talking about buttermilk is a cleanser.
hmm,
When we are talking about curd is something which is sometimes going to produce stickiness in your body and stickiness to your small channels of your body.
hmm,
Okay,
hmm,
very simple. Very simply, how we can understand is you dip your hand in oil or in ghee. You dip your hand in olive oil, let's for say for example, and then you dip your hand in curd, and after taking out your hand you will feel stickiness of both oil and curd both. But
okay.
after when you are dipping your hand in olive oil, and after that if you are dipping your hand in sorry, in buttermilk, your hand will be completely cleaned off. So buttermilk is something which is a very wonderful cleanser, but curd, apart from very good probiotic, it is having sticky property, which is very well combated by amla juice. So curds
Okay.
should always be taken with amla juice. In Ayurveda, sometimes curd is prohibited at night, but if you are adding gooseberry juice to the curd, it can be taken even at night. That is the beauty of amla. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So now in Hong Kong, like, so now this is the interesting, our doses, right? So as we
Yeah.
say, like, now we have to start hunting because it's like high on mountain. So we got like
Okay.
the purpose for Mr. Lal for hiking on mountain instead of like walking on a plane. Um, Wonderful news I want to share with our audience. Hong Kong is blessed with by millions and millions of like Hong Kong like gooseberry trees. Like I was so amazed to see that I never see in India so many trees what I saw in Hong Kong. Okay,
Okay.
and uh, before today I had an impression because when I ate it, tried to eat, it was very difficult to eat. So I thought, okay, it's a wild variety and we are not supposed to eat. But today you clarify it. So maybe like we bring that and we, so you can say like, okay, so how to process that wild gooseberry to make it more eatable,
Yeah.
and how many we should eat per day, because it's
Sure.
very small.
Okay.
It's not that big.
Yeah. See, the very first thing is I'll start with very simple processing of gooseberry. You just have to bring gooseberry at your home and you just have to boil it. How we
Okay.
are supposed to boil it? If we are boiling gooseberry directly in water, definitely it is going to lose all the nutrient value or most of the nutrient value. So how we should boil it is we have to take a small container like some uh, a small steel box, like that steel box, and we have to fill that steel box half with water, and just tie a cloth over it, tie a cloth over the mouth of that steel vessel, and start the stove, and put the gooseberry over to that water. Means it has to be boiled in steam. Okay, we have
Okay.
to give the steam, not we are not supposed to boil it directly with water. So after giving this very light steam to the gooseberry, now it is free from almost all the toxins which could be possibly present, or even the acids, some citrus acids which could be present in sometimes unripened gooseberry fruits. So what Ayurveda suggests is you are supposed to consume or supposed to collect only fully ripened fruits that is having maximum rejuvenative property.
So how do we'll find it? It is the fully ripe one. Is there any
It,
way to identify?
definitely, it has to be little yellowish. Ayurveda says it has to be golden yellow, but
Okay.
even if it is not golden yellow, because of sometimes different types of minerals present in the soil, sometimes different environmental conditions, it may become reddish, slightly reddish yellow sometimes. So we have to collect a fully grown, fully ripened, slightly yellowish, and slightly if we are talking about taste, it will reach up to a level where it is slightly citrus and slightly sweetish. Okay, so
Okay.
and even and if you want to test even more, then just taste it, chew a little part of gooseberry with your teeth, and just drink one or two sip of water. And if you are getting, if you are feeling the water is sweet now, the sweetish water, then definitely it is a fully ripened gooseberry. Otherwise you won't feel the sweetness in water after consuming gooseberry. Yeah.
Okay. So you mean to say like the green color green color gooseberry is the raw fruit?
Exactly, it is
Okay.
unripened fruit.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Ayurveda has mentioned about the property of that also. If the fully ripened is not available, and if it is an emergency to give gooseberry to a patient, and like a case, if you have gone to a mountain or trekking for trekking, and it is difficult for you to go again when it is ripened, and if you are getting unripened fruits, definitely you can collect it, and you can uh, prepare something out of it, which will be giving a very good rejuvenant effect. Like you have to boil it with you have to steam, give the steam to that gooseberry, and you can even add salt to it, or sometimes you can even prepare something sweet out of it, yeah, like the
Honey,
murabba and all,
honey,
and achar and all,
honey,
like that.
honey.
Okay.
So yeah,
So Dr. Tripathi, I have some question.
yeah,
Uh,
please.
so I have seen that amla is really used a lot for hair products,
Yeah.
beauty. Is it just hair or even skin?
See, when we are talking about skin, face, hair, like that in Ayurveda, we are talking about a complete balanced health. If your bones are healthy, if your blood is healthy, if your bone marrow is healthy, if your digestion is very good, if all your vital organs are working absolutely perfectly, then only you will get a natural glow in your face. Then only you will get very good, wonderful, lustrous hairs. So when we are talking about amla, intake of amla, definitely it is going to correct all the functions of your body, all the vital organs of your body. Then only you will get that perfect natural glow on your face, and the natural beauty of hair. Okay, yeah, like that it is.
Right.
I,
So
I, I
yeah.
do agree with doctor, I have been taking amla juice at least 4 times a week. And
Okay.
whenever my helper gives me, I looked at her, and say, "Well, hello, very, bitter and all. So she puts
Yeah.
honey in it, but still I say, you better give me some other juice better. But she said, no, this is good for you. But I prefer taking supplements, amla supplements, which is easy. You just gulp it and it goes through, you know. So I don't know which one is better.
So Mr. Lal,
Amla's juice is
sorry,
better.
Mr. Lal, from where
Yes.
you get the juice?
Yeah, I don't know from where she get it.
Oh, she buys the fresh amla from the Indian stores.
Yes, we get it. She gets it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we have to check like that. That's what we are talking about.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
there is like a farmed amla,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and right now we're talking about the wild amla.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so wild amla are very small in size. That's
Yes.
what I noticed, like and very different in taste
Yeah.
But they
as
are also
compared
not
to
very big. They are this size, you know.
huh?
I
No,
don't
Yeah,
so
they
know.
are
I don't
very
know.
small.
so the one in
They
Hong
are
Kong,
very
the
small.
Chinese amlas are very small,
Yes.
which I
Yeah.
know you can get from the wet markets in Hong Kong. And
Mhm.
then there's the Indian stores which have the big one. So I don't know. Was that a
Yeah, so Chinese amla vina, what you're talking about, that's what like the plenty everywhere. You can collect like 100 kilogram free of cost
oh
from the trees.
okay.
Okay, and these are the small one, and that is actually in India what we call the wild gooseberries.
I
And
see.
what is interesting here, like now Mr. Chandra is somehow is not able to connect with us. In South Tamil Nadu, mostly the soil, Dr. Tripathi, is red soil.
Yeah, true.
Mostly the soils are the red soils, right? In Hong Kong also we have on a mountain the red soil. So now this is the
Okay.
another question that because in Madhya Pradesh and Ganges Plateau, we have a black soil. And as we go
True.
towards the south, the soil is red soil. So is
True.
the red soil is a good for amla cultivation, or the black soil is good for amla cultivation, or where we get the maximum density of amla?
Yeah. See, when we are talking about relationship of amla tree with soil, it is not that much relevant actually. And the more relevant thing is the temperature. Yeah. If we are going to very cold places, we won't get gooseberry of such a good quality. But
Okay.
when we are coming to some hot places, then the gooseberry is flourishing like something. So it is it is a herb which is produced in extreme conditions, and Ayurveda strongly says that whatever the environment the particular herb is getting, that is going to enhance the potency of that particular herb for some special kind of diseases. Yeah. For example, we can say some herbs like kesar and all are grown in very cold places, and they are very hot in nature. And sometimes we get fruits like amla, which are grown in very hot places, but having very cold effect. So this reciprocal to each other is the beauty of nature which we are getting around. And gooseberry is such a balanced fruit. I want to talk about is, like, if you are having any kind of prakriti, like people are around the world are knowing a little bit nowadays, like vata, I am pitta, I am kapha, like that. So if a person is having vata prakriti, means a lot of air and a lot of fast motions and fast movements, talking fastly, like that, for such person there is a set of herbs which are very useful. For pitta people, pitta prakriti people, the pitta kind of body type people, like who are very ferocious, very fast getting angry, and who are hungry all the time, who are having very light and very, white and very thin skin. And such people, such pitta people, there is a set of medicines. And third are kapha prakriti people, or the kapha body type, who are little lazy kind of people, who are who just want, who are basically the bosses in the world, are kapha prakriti people, who want to sit and just manage everything. So for kapha people also, there is a set of medicines which are prescribed, and there is a set of food, diet, and lifestyle mentioned. But gooseberry is something which is favorable for Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, all kind of body types. This is the beauty of this herb. Yeah,
Wonderful, wonderful.
yeah.
Great. So, Javier, like how the weather in Spain? Like, do you have a gooseberry in Spain? You can
Unmute,
unmute your.
unmute.
Unmute yourself.
Right. So I luckily got some seeds of amla a few years ago, and I tried to plant them in the garden. Reality is that in spring they came up, and summer they developed. They were about half-meter high, and then autumn and winter, which is, I would say, cold here, didn't do any good to the amla. So the first year I thought actually the plant died. But next spring, green leaves came up again, but no more growth. It stays like that, this minimal, never seen a fruit, and just probably surviving. Our weather probably is not that good for too cold. Winters are too cold, I think.
So I think like what Dr. Tripathi is saying, like it's a very a typical tropical fruit, tropical plant, right?
Yeah, true.
Pure tropical plant.
That's us. Mr.
So, Mr.
Chandra.
Chandra, can you hear us? I think like Mr. Chandra has like
Yeah,
some
we
kind of connection problem.
Coming and going, coming and going.
Yeah. So
We wanted to see his farm.
Dr. Tripathi, I really want like means you covered some beautiful aspect. Now let's put some kind of like a serious condition, like say for example, like heart disease, a liver disease, or kidney kind of things, or carcinogenic situation.
Yeah.
So in India, what is the mode of treatment you guys do? Like when some patient come and if you have to use amla, how you are using amla in India in your practice?
Yeah. See, when coming to my practice, let me start with a very small story, which is a story of a very famous saint worldwide, whose name is Chavan Rishi. There was a saint named Chavan Rishi. Sanjay ji might be knowing very well about the story also. Chavan Rishi was a saint who was very old, in his 80s or 90s. Like that time, it was not the 80s, was the 50s. Definitely, it is after Mr. Lal only we have started this. Definitely. So that Chavan Rishi was something around 80, 90 or 100-year-old could be. And at the age of that 100 years, when he became very old, he got a chance to marry a princess. Okay. There is a story how he got that princess in as a wife in his life. So after getting married to that princess, he is supposed to become young again, right? Otherwise, what is the use of marrying a princess? So he is supposed to look very young. He is supposed to look very dynamic. He was supposed to look like a prince itself, right? Otherwise, she would be staying with him. So he went, he was very well known Ayurveda physician of his time. Okay. This story is something 2000 years back, like that. So he went to the jungle, he collected lots of gooseberry, and apart from collecting gooseberry, he added some other like masala, some other kind of, some taste enhancers to that gooseberry he collected, and something around 52 herbs he added, and he discovered a wonderful procedure how to prepare that particular important medicine from gooseberry. And this world famous medicine of Ayurveda is known by his name only, and it is Chavan Prash. Exactly. Veena ji is knowing it.
So
So
that is
this
very
Chavan
interesting you're
Prash,
sharing, because the thing is that like I always say like Chavan Prash is nothing but is the amla based.
yeah, exactly. It is. I even deteriorated. I call it chutney of
Yeah,
gooseberry. Yeah,
chutney of gooseberry. Yes,
exactly.
perfectly.
It
Yes.
is a
So,
chutney of gooseberry. but when it was prepared with a proper, collecting all the herbs in a proper Vedic manner. What is
Yes.
the proper Vedic manner? You have to find out what is the best day to collect which particular herb. Okay, and in that particular day you are supposed to go to that tree. You have to request that, please, I have come for collecting you for a particular disease. Please come with me with full of your potency. Like
Yes.
that we have to pray. Then we have to collect with utmost respect, because no one can grow the gooseberry except that gooseberry tree.
Yes.
so
Yes.
so we have to request him, that tree, and collect the gooseberry. Like that, in different different time planes, he went to various herbs, and he collected various herbs in perfect time, and he started preparing gooseberry in a very good, in a very good seasonal condition, with very beautiful chants and all. And he offered that particular chawanprash to the, the god of Ayurveda, Dhanvantari, and
Dhanvantari.
then he started consuming it after purifying the body. Like
Yes.
in Panchakarma, in Ayurveda Panchakarma, we are detoxing the body by various procedures: Vaman, Virechan, Basti, Shirodhara, Nasya, like that. So many procedures are there. So he detoxed his body completely. Then he started consuming gooseberry, that too in a Vardhaman Kram. First day, Chawanprash, he took 1 teaspoon, then two, then three. Like that, he increased it to 10 teaspoons. And like the same way, he increased the milk. One day, first day, half cup, then 1 cup, 1.5 cup, like that. So after 10 days, again 1 teaspoon daily he reduced, and same way 1 cup of milk daily he reduced. This is called as Vardhaman Rasayan. If you are
Yes.
taking something in this particular manner, it is called as Vardhaman Kram in Ayurveda. For 10 days, increase the dosage little by little, and after 10 days, decrease the dosage little
Decrease the
by little.
doses.
This is going to give something very, very special rejuvenative effect to your body, which is beyond the imagination. Like that Chavan Rishi did for many times. Increase, decrease, again increase, decrease. Like that he did minimum for 90 days. And after 90 days, that 100-year-old man was a young, dynamic and wonderful prince, which was attracted by the princess like anything. And they lived thereafter with Chawanprash and with each other and with their future kids for many years by the
Yes,
help of gooseberry. Okay, so that
yes,
is
doctor,
the
I like
center
that.
of the.
Doctor, I like
Okay,
that, you
thank
know.
you,
So this scent must
thank
have
you,
gone to
thank you
the
so much.
tree to ask for the princess, right? Where
Yes.
can I find
Yeah.
that tree and
Yes.
go and ask for a princess?
See, it's so nice. Like I just wanted to add, it's like a very interesting thing. And first time, Dr. Tripathi has mentioned that. And one of the very important thing he mentioned, like there is a Vedic way of collecting. So this is the thing our audience and everyone has to understand, that collecting the fruit or any kind of herbal medicine or plant, we have a very strong Vedic way
Yes.
of collection. And that is why I would like to uh, relate this with, like, people say Gayatri mantra is very powerful, Om is very powerful, Mahamrityunjay Jap is very powerful. Why? Because people heard about it, people know about it. But what people don't know about it, what just Dr. Tripathi mentioned, that there is a way, there is a ritual. When you collect all these medicinal herbs, then only the potency comes. Now that this is a question of debate, like means, like in the modern age, you can say like, okay, this is like a fictional or belief system and something like that. But then it is documented, and it was proved that uh, any plant, like say gooseberry we are talking about, if you collect in a proper Vedic ritual way, with then only the plant or the fruit come with the full potency. right? So it is same like means if you do the Gayatri mantra and in a proper way, you get the benefit of it, or you get like Om, you get a benefit of it, or you Mahamintija, you get a benefit of it. So this is the people somehow not able to understand in Ayurveda. So thanks for raising this particular point, Dr. Tripathi. And this I believe, because this is somehow related to the chanting energy collection and all those kind of things. So bringing like this kind of like a power, energy to that fruit inside, right? So the fruit is no more only the medicinal fruit, but this fruit is with the kind of other energy source as well, so which work with the higher potency. So this Vedic rituals of collecting gooseberry and amla, or let's say amla, is extremely, extremely important. So that is the message for our audience, that even though, like I'm just adding it, suppose you go to shop and buy amla. So I think like means don't buy like that. Buy with having some, bring at home, do some purification, do some ritual. Something will happen, definitely will add value to it, isn't it?
So basically, I even, in fact, I want to share this, and Mr. Lal has witnessed this. Whenever food is served on the table, I will always tell him, wait, don't eat, let me pray first, and let me, you know, show some respect to the food to make sure that everything, all the negative energies are disintegrated, and we really bless the food with positive vibrations. He doesn't quite understand that concept, so but I continuously do it. So maybe Dr. Tripathi, yeah, you could share a bit more about this.
Definitely. See, as I told you the story that if a person went to the tree and just with the beating the tree with a stick, he collected the gooseberry, got spoiled in 2 days. But with respect, he collected manually each and every gooseberry, placed in basket, and we kept it for more than 10 days. Same tree, same gooseberries. Next year, very next year, and that respectfully collected gooseberry was like as fresh as it was on first day, on the 10th day also. Yeah. So this is the very practical thing how prayer works, or and how respectfully if you are collecting something or taking something from the nature, how it works. Definitely. Nowadays, many people are asking me, like, Chavan Rishi became young after consuming Chavan Prash. Nothing is happening to me. I am taking Chavan Prash from 5 years, 2 years. So that same one thing, it is the same wild gooseberry they are adding to Chavan same 52 herbs they are adding to the Chavan but they are not collecting the way he collected. That is the only difference. They are
Yes.
not consuming the rejuvenant. Ayurveda says that whenever you want to get a rejuvenative effect to your body, like say let's talk about diabetes, or let's talk about arthritis, or let's talk about genitourinary tract disorders like infertility, impotency, or something like that. So whenever there is a degenerative disorder, means a organ is dying before other organs of your body, right? One organ is dying earlier as compared to other organs of your body. That is how you are getting diabetes. Your the tail of the pancreas is not secreting the insulin properly, right? So your pancreas is stopping to work properly. It is dying before other organs of your body. And if you want to have that rejuvenative effect, first of all, we are supposed to go for purification. First of all, we are supposed to clear the track. Then only the ambulance will go, right? It is an
Mm.
emergency medicine. If patient is carrying, ambulance is carrying a patient, we have to get him to the hospital immediately where the treatment will be done. But tag is not clear. So first of all, we have to give to the patient or to a person, or if general people are listening to me, then you are supposed to give your body a purification. Like in yoga, they are they are doing shat karma, right? Shat karma they are doing for the purification of body. And apart from that, you can take castor oil, or at least you can take hot water early morning, or even you can take a glass of milk added with 2 teaspoons of ghee or oil or castor oil or something like that. Okay, and leave all those things. Even if you are going to take amla daily at night, it is not only going to rejuvenate you, but even it is going to detox your intestines. It is going to help you to get rid of all sorts of constipation also. It is going to lubricate your intestine. It is not carrying any oil or ghee or unctuous substance. It is going to lubricate your intestine and your body, because it is having a quality where it stimulates all the secretions of your body. Wherever amla will go, it will stimulate the secretions. That is why it is going to help in diabetes by stimulating the secretion of insulin. It is going to help your insulin to get absorbed at the cellular level, because it increases the permeability of the membranes. And likewise, it is going to increase the synovial fluid in your knee joint, synovial fluid in your shoulder, synovial fluid in your elbows, because wherever it go, it stimulates the secretions. It just clears all the blockages of your body. It just clears all the track of your body. So amla is something which doesn't need prior or previously done, or like it doesn't need prior purification for you to take the rejuvenant effect of amla. If you are taking gooseberry, it is going to clean your body also, and it is going to rejuvenate your body also. That is why we call it a complete nutritional supplement, a complete food itself. Yeah.
Very interesting, very interesting. You gave, like, you are giving me so many wonderful questions, and I think, like, here, as I said, we are a student today and our audience is also. So now help us to understand, because like this, we have a tendency, and during the COVID time period, like so many people, and in India we have a trend, like when we go to the bedtime, we take a glass of milk, hot milk, we add a turmeric, or we add like little bit honey, or like the little bit like all this a pinch of black pepper kind of things, and then we drink. And it's like well established, and people have experience also, when you drink turmeric and honey and milk, you sleep like a baby. Okay, now what I'm learning from you, that avla is like really wonderful, right? So now coming, and then last
Yeah.
time we had a discussion about neem. So now, because neem purify the blood and all those kind of things, so I'm trying to create a simple recipe, straightforward, and see whether what is your opinion on this particular recipe. Um, where are you?
Disappeared. Just like
Today,
Okay. No, no,
Chandra. Oh, Lillian has come, Mrs. Doctor.
no, it's coming. Okay, here you go.
yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Tripathi. Okay, so we missed you. So question here is, we really wanted to ask, so we create an instant recipe. So I'm just putting like my a basic scientific mind and say like, wow, amla is so good, turmeric is so good, neem is so good. Can I mix all these three together at night with milk and put honey and drink and sleep? Yes or no? If yes, why it is yes, and if it is no, why it is no?
Unmute yourself first. Unmute, doctor. Unmute.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Unmute.
you didn't hear me?
No,
Where I am?
Dr. Tripathi, unmute yourself.
Unmute. Yeah.
Dr. Tripathi, unmute yourself, please. Yeah.
There is some network issue today. I don't know how it is. I'm in the middle of the market, but still, see, when we are talking about turmeric, when we are talking about amla, when we are talking about neem, and when we are keeping all these herbs in front of us, Ayurveda clearly says, Nisha amalaki me hagna nam sreshtam, which means turmeric and amla, if we are putting them together, it is a wonderful herb for detoxification of your body, for the purification of your blood, for enhancing the hemoglobin, for enhancing all the secretions of your body, for your bone health, for your digestion, for your diabetes, for your eyes, for your hairs, for your skin, for your liver, kidney, everything. But when we are talking about neem is having equally, cold effect, equal cooling effect as amla. So we don't add uh, these two things together for any kind of treatment, because that will be having double cooling effect sometimes, and the patient may get cough and cold, like that some kind of situations the patient may suffer from. So we don't add neem with turmeric and amla. We are giving turmeric and amla separate and neem separate. And turmeric and amla is something which can be consumed for lifetime, but neem is not something which can be consumed for lifetime. If we are consuming neem for lifetime, it will get your nervous system completely compromised. But turmeric and amla is such a balanced combination that if it can be taken for a lifetime, and it will be having more and more rejuvenative property. Neem is also very good herb, blood purifier, this, that, everything is there. But neem is not rasayan. Neem is not, neem doesn't come under a group which is rejuvenative in Ayurveda. Neem comes under immunity enhancer, neem comes under blood purifier, and neem comes under herbs which should be taken for a small time, then a small gap should be given, because they believe that some part of neem gets, or maybe some alkaloids of neem or something gets, start getting deposited in your body, depositing in your body. So after consuming neem for 15 days, we give a break of 15 days, so that whatever the part of neem is getting deposited in your body will uh, we will give space for the body to get cleaned off. Then again, for the medicinal effect, we can add neem. And one more thing I want to add, you talked about milk. So generally what they do is, they don't, Ayurveda doesn't recommend any citrus thing to can be taken with milk, right? Like we don't take lemon with milk or something like that. We don't take citrus things with milk, or we don't take lemon. Apart from lemon, we don't take salty things with milk. Ayurveda says, if you are mixing any kind of salt and milk together, it is, then you are going to get skin diseases in the
So,
future run.
so sorry. So lassi is not good.
Lassi,
This
if,
is
see, you should not add salt to lassi. If you are adding sugar to lassi, if you are adding honey to lassi, it will do. But salt to lassi, see, any kind of salty thing like salt biscuit, if you are taking with milk or with milk tea or with tea, you are going to get one or the other skin diseases in long run if you are taking it for longer time. So Ayurveda says avoid salt and citrus things with milk. But when it is coming to amla, Ayurveda says you can take amla with milk, because amla is not the, amla doesn't come under something like citrus things. It comes under the rejuvenants. It is a category which is beyond, beyond the taste, because it is carrying all the six states. So in Ayurveda, they say that amla is Shiva. Shiva itself is amla. Like that they correlate. Yeah, please,
So
Sanjay
our
sir.
answer, so the answer what I'm trying to get, that at night, can we take a glass of or a small cup of milk, put a little bit honey into it, put a like little bit turmeric into it, and put a little bit amla into it, and then drink and sleep? Because what you mentioned in your talk, that during the night is a rejuvenation process, and amla is so good, and honey also. So at night time when we are at rest, and we have this beautiful powerful things in our body, will it work inside our body while we are sleeping?
Yeah. See, there are so many things about amla which we have to understand. I tell you very few things about the rejuvenative effect with milk at night. Yeah. So amla has to be processed a little bit to get the maximum rejuvenative effect from the amla. Like you have to take amla powder, you have to fry it a little with ghee and take it out, let it cool down, and add little honey to it and prepare a mixture of amla, ghee, and honey, or amla fried with. You can fry it with olive oil also, even with coconut oils also, even with any other available palatable oil present wherever you are living. So just fry the amla a little bit, add little honey to it after it is getting cooled down, and then this combination, this chutney, this mixture can be taken with milk any time of the day. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
very
great,
good. So to
Chandraji.
actually that I'm planning like means after this, I'm going to plan to have a glass of milk with the honey and amla because I take like turmeric. But today I would like to add amla as well into it because such a beautiful thing. Because very honestly, um, I was using amla like more like as a vitamin C, and that is why I really wanted to hear from like Ayurveda Charya uh, that a wide spectrum of avla, not restricted to only vitamin C. So I think like we have learned that today. And Veena, what do you think? Like learning amla, it sound like this is one of the most important primary supplement or primary food which we can offer to everyone.
Everyone, yeah. I mean, I really like the first point that you made, that it's very good for the eyes specifically. Now we can see that so many of us are constantly on our phones and technology. Our eyes are becoming, the vision is not so clear anymore. So that we can offer it to everyone with, with this. It seems like you're saying it's almost like a miracle food. It
Yeah,
sounds like a
yeah,
miracle food.
exactly.
It sounds like a miracle food.
Yes, yes.
So definitely, I would encourage Mr. Lal, now that you are given amla. So really
Yes.
respect it, take it with a lot of respect, so that you can benefit even more. Because Mr. Lal is being given amla juice 3 to 4 times a week
Four
with
times.
two
Yes.
two amlas capsules every day, and he kind
So
of
bitter.
doesn't appreciate it because he doesn't like the taste. But
From today,
we really tell him that it is beneficial. So today I made sure that he is listening to this so that
yes.
it benefits, because even though if he's not completely accepted it, but I can see the benefit because I can see his hair is becoming black,
Yes.
you know.
See, yes.
Dr.
That's,
Tripathi,
yeah.
I'm just like putting my like you know how the scientists are, right? The scientists are always considered as a crazy people. So that's why my brain started working right now after listening to you. And this is the idea, right? And then you can see it's just like a floating idea. You have said avra is very good, turmeric is good, milk is good, and all those kind of things we put. And we play Gayatri mantra, or we put Mahamrityunjay mantra, or we put Om. While consuming this, we create a whole aura around us, right? So
Yeah.
we create like now I create a new term. It's called the Vedic way of consumption.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, Vedic way of consumption, consuming the Indian ancient wisdom,
Wonderful.
isn't it? Because like what my logic is saying after listening to you, that okay, there is a ritual, there's a process, there's a respect, there's a potency, right?
True.
And there is a way and there's a benefit. So then when you put all this kind of things, okay, suppose we don't know the chanting, what kind of chanting we can do to the wet market and respect the amla and to buy that. So I said, okay, we bring it. And we bring it like, so when we are consuming amla or preparing the things, That's where we can play Gayatri Mantra, or we can play Om, or we can create that very vibrating, nice atmosphere to give that kind of like respect and energy kind of things. And then as a layman, whatever people can say, to put like this whole energies, will it work? Or is it a viable way to do it?
100% it will work, Sanjay sir, and this is the way Ayurveda and Atharva Veda and all the ancient, Indian and all the ancient universally ongoing methods of treatment are advising to do, not only in India. Ayurveda says when they were writing about the taste of amla, they have invited people from all over the world. They have mentioned in 4,000-year-old book Charak Samhita. They have mentioned that they have called the scientists and Vaidyas from Europe, from Germany, like that. They have called upon the Vaidyas from all over the world, and then they met on some, on the some banks of Ganga in Himalaya, and they were discussing about the various tastes and how Amla is helping in your country and how it is, working with people. And then they have documented with lot of research work. They have documented some siddhantas, some platinum rules in that particular book, books of Ayurveda and Vedas, like that. So whatever they have written, that in this particular nakshatra, in this particular, planetarian condition, you are supposed to collect this particular herb, because this is very much having impact. This is having very good impact of this particular day or this particular time of the day, when the sun rays are directly falling on it, when there is no sun at all. At that time you should collect it. Some herbs have to be collected in moonlight, like that. They have mentioned so beautifully. They have given the time of collection of leaves, they have given the time of collection of bark, roots, fruits, ferns,
See,
everything.
what is happening,
So
Dr.
they,
Tripathi,
yeah,
when we are, suppose when we are in India, we have all the freedom and we can follow. So now this is like a particular kind of like a makeshift arrangement or compensation procedure for the NRIs, those who are not living in India, right? So we don't have this facility, right? So my brain is working that how to compensate these kind of things, because we
Yeah.
cannot do those rituals.
Yeah.
That's where it's coming, that when we saying our Gayatri mantra is so powerful, and our Mrityunjay, Mahamrityunjay mantra, Om and everything. So I think I'm going to start this practice with Mr. Lal, Veena, Lillian, everyone, that when we are going to have this supplement, I think we sit for 5 minutes and start this Gayatri mantra, listen very properly, and then consume.
Yes.
Yeah, you never know. I want to do this experiment. I'm a scientist. I always do the experiment and I will collect the data that
Yes.
without having this, what is the effect, and having a chanting and creating this whole energy and then consuming it, how the difference is. So you gave a wonderful things, and yes, let's do some experiment with
Yes.
certain people, right?
yes,
Mr. Chandra is coming and going. You get hold
Yeah.
of him as soon as he is here, or maybe
So,
he's
Sir,
just
so
now.
okay.
Sir,
So the
very
point here is today. So take away point for me personally, what I got inspired here. I'm definitely going, because like I'm working a lot with like this the effect of the Gayatri mantra and all those kind of things, many things. So now I'm mixing the effect of Gayatri mantra on amla consumption, and let's see.
yeah. It is going to have
Yes.
100% wonderful results. I'll tell you with my personal experience.
Dr.
Whenever,
Tripathi, can I have only 1 minute?
yeah,
Yes,
please.
please.
And very unfortunately, I am in the farm. I am unable to get the signal.
Yes.
If you can text me, I will send a small booklet about Amla, which we have prepared. Amla is considered as a king of fruit, and the best Amla that you can get in the country is from Western Ghat, where we have our integrated Amla farm. I will actually share all the information to all the participants. If you could send me the email address. I would request the organizers to send me the details. I will send a small booklet. And when I reach Chennai tomorrow,
Yes.
We
The six.
lost him again.
Because he's in the farm. So anyway,
Yes.
it's good. It's good. Like it means it's a wonderful thing because what we learned from Dr.
I'm
Tripathi.
again sorry. I don't know
Yeah,
when
yes,
I will
please.
get cut.
Yeah,
When
go
I reach Chennai, I will send the details to every panelist and the organizers. Kindly send a small either WhatsApp message or by the mail. As soon as I reach Chennai in the evening tomorrow, I will see that a small booklet is sent to everybody. I will also share the importance of Amla, which is considered to be the king of fruit.
That was a punchline, huh? King of fruit. Yes. King
Amla,
of herbs. Yeah.
Amla, the king of herbs.
So that's good.
Yes.
Like that's today's takeaway message
Yes,
basically.
yes,
Like
yes.
what happens,
True.
like we see like as a list of Indian medicinal plant, and amla is one of them, right? But
True.
now today what we are talking about, it's a king of Indian medicinal a plant in that way, because there are many, like we sometime we'll talk about Arjuna and other things like that. Everything has its own importance.
Yeah.
But what you are talking about, what we have learned, that amla is a solution for all.
True.
Okay, it's a number 12 pana.
Yeah.
12
Yes.
number ka pana hai.
Yes. True.
12
True.
number ka pana hai. You know,
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Lal, what is the meaning of 12 number ka pana?
Yes, I know.
Right? 12 number ka
I know.
pana can fit
Yes,
everywhere
yes,
and can do everything.
yes.
So I think I'm very happy. Let me, Dr. Tripathi, let me put consolidate this information with Veena and with Naveda, and we'll get back to you on that. And let's do something like, because still we have a limited time, but what we need to do, like as I said, in your Panchakarma or in your Ayurveda Chara practice, we really want to come up with certain kind of formulation what you do, which we are not able to do in Hong Kong because we are living out of India and we do not have those facilities. So how we can improve certain kind of formulation, or maybe like we can bring certain kind of things from you, maybe you can send us or something like that. So we want to get like a little bit more deep, authentic a panchakarma practice. uh, we do supplement, it is good, that's a choice, like is fast. But today what we are learning, like we are going, like we are taking a deep dive into a real Ayurveda values or a system, or say the Ayurveda rule of engagement, right? And I think Veena will agree, and Lillian and Mr. Lal, everyone will agree that that's what we want to do in Hong Kong, because we really want to establish Ayurveda as a like powerful, how authentic it is, how powerful it is. People have like diluted Ayurveda very much. Like every skincare, Ayurveda is skincare, like just like that. Every soap, Ayurvedic soap. Like like so everything is coming from India is Ayurvedic. So that the dilution of Ayurveda, no, what you talk today, I think like whoever listening is so powerful. We have to bring that back again to make it like so important. So I think like it's my wish, as I mentioned last time with Veena, we should coordinate and start working. Like you are in Ujjain, we are in Jabalpur, and then we are in Hong Kong, we are in Indore, we are in Bhopal. So like is all like let's do something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. So I think, yes, it is about time. We only have 1 or 2 minutes left. Any last minute questions? Lillian, do you have any questions for Dr. Tripathi? No questions?
Okay. Just for 30 seconds, I want to add just one thing, that the grown up variety, the big gooseberry which is available in the market is also very potent. It is also very nice, and we can use that also in the absence of wild gooseberry. Moreover, the seed of the gooseberry, which we generally throw after consuming gooseberry, that is also having the same properties as gooseberry, but in little less potency. Yeah. Okay, that much only. Thank you so much.
Okay, so the thing is that like, so okay, take away like that. So we can, that's what I said. We can buy from the market in Hong Kong, but then we will create like this Gayatri mantra or some kind of like atmosphere
Yeah,
before consuming it.
yes.
Okay, so that's the thing. So very good.
And put some honey in it.
Yeah, whatever
Very
like
sweet.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think like we have this trend, Dr. Tripathi. So Mr. Lal feel very happy. We are not going to leave Mr. Lal without singing 2 lines of the song. So Mr. Lal, here you go, like whatever you want to sing, please.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you. Okay, as usual, one para. It's like a bhajan. Bhajan. I hope you will like it. दर्शन दो घन श्याम नाथ मोरी अखियां प्यासी रे दर्शन दो घन श्याम नाथ मोरी अखियां प्यासी रे दर्शन दो घन श्याम मन मंदिर की जोत जगाओ मन मंदिर की जोत जगाओ घट घट बासी रे दर्शन दो घन श्याम नाथ मोरी अखियां प्यासी रे दर्शन दो घन श्याम. Thank you.
That's so nice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we are so happy to learn so much about Amla today. And we are looking forward to continue our discussion every Thursday and learn more and more about all the various kinds of Indian medicinal plants and all their benefits.
Please make sure to invite Mr. Chandra on next panel. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do. Okay. Thank you so much, and we will see you again. Oh, who's putting that on? Who has put that? Dr. Tripathi? Who started this?
You.
Of course, Sanjay sir. Who else?
सचोदया ओम भवत्सा
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
finally played.
Yeah.
I started my Gayatri mantra with the.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you so much.
Good evening and
Right.
good night,
you.
everyone. See you next
Thank
week.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Namaskar.